Massive warship materialized above Seoul's skyline on a quiet Tuesday morning. It hung there like a dark metallic cloud, stretching nearly 2 kilometers across the sky. Its sudden appearance sent waves of panic through the bustling streets below as millions of phones captured images of the vessel that would change humanity forever. Traffic stopped. People abandoned their cars in the middle of the road, necks craned upward. The ship's surface rippled with an otherworldly blue energy that made it look almost alive. Emergency sirens wailed across the city as South Korean military jets scrambled to respond. Inside the Blue House, President Lee called an emergency meeting. Military commanders, intelligence officials, and scientific advisors crowded into the Situation Room. Before they could even begin discussing response options, every screen and device across the city flickered to life simultaneously. The alien commander appeared on all displays. She looked almost human, save for her silver-tinted skin and completely black eyes. Her uniform bore intricate patterns that seemed to shift and move on their own. "I am Commander Kira of the Stellar Federation," she announced in perfect Korean, then repeated the message in English, Mandarin, and several other Earth languages. "We come with urgent purpose," Kira continued, her voice carrying an odd musical quality. "But I require something unusual. I wish to speak with a single human representative, not your leaders, not your military commanders, one person who can truly understand." The UN Security Council convened via emergency video conference. Debates raged about how to respond to this unprecedented situation. Some argued for immediate military action, while others pushed for diplomatic engagement. The alien ship had made no aggressive moves, but its mere presence represented an existential threat to Earth's security. Hours passed as global leaders argued. Meanwhile, Kira's ship remained motionless above Seoul. Local authorities had evacuated the areas directly beneath it, creating an eerie empty zone in the heart of the normally crowded city. Instruments detected no radiation or other harmful emissions from the vessel, but no one wanted to take chances. As sunset approached, Kira broadcasted again. This time, her message carried more urgency. "Your world faces a threat you cannot yet comprehend. I have knowledge that could save your species, but I will share it only under specific conditions." She paused, her black eyes seeming to stare directly at each viewer. "One night, one conversation with a chosen representative. Then I will reveal everything humanity needs to know." The global scientific community erupted in fierce debate about the commander's proposal. Why would an advanced civilization capable of interstellar travel demand such an odd meeting format? Some suggested it was a trap, while others argued it showed respect for human customs of personal diplomacy. Military satellites detected no other alien vessels in the solar system. The ship above Seoul appeared to be alone, though its technology was so advanced that no one could be certain. Analysis of Kira's broadcasts revealed no hidden messages or harmful signals, just her strange request. As night fell over Seoul, the ship began to glow more intensely. Its blue energy field pulsed in a rhythm that matched the city's heartbeat. People gathered at the evacuation perimeter, drawn by both fear and fascination. Amateur astronomers pointed their telescopes upward, trying to unravel the vessel's mysteries. Kira made one final broadcast as midnight approached. "Time grows short. The fate of 2 civilizations may depend on this conversation. Choose wisely, but choose quickly. I await your response." The message ended, leaving the world to grapple with an impossible decision. In secure facilities around the globe, analysts worked frantically to understand the situation. They studied every frame of Kira's broadcasts, every fluctuation in her ship's energy field. But the advanced technology defied their understanding. The only clear fact was that humanity faced a choice that would reshape its future forever. The UN Security Council prepared to vote on how to proceed. The question wasn't just who to send, but whether to trust this alien commander at all. As they deliberated, Kira's ship continued its silent vigil above Seoul, waiting for humanity's answer to her extraordinary request. The United Nations Security Council chamber buzzed with tension as representatives debated their response to Commander Kira's unusual demand. After 12 hours of heated discussion, they'd reached a decision. Their choice would fall on Na-Young Park, a 32-year-old xenolinguist whose work had revolutionized theories about extraterrestrial communication. Na-Young sat in her small office at Busan University when the call came. She had been watching news coverage of the alien ship like everyone else, analyzing every word of Kira's broadcasts. The phone rang just as she was reviewing the commander's speech patterns for the 100th time. Dr. Park, the voice on the other end belonged to the UN Secretary-General himself. Your country and your planet need you. The selection made sense. Na-Young had published papers suggesting that alien civilizations might prefer one-on-one communication to avoid the complexity of group dynamics. Her work focused on the importance of personal connection in establishing first contact. Now she would test her theories firsthand. Military helicopters arrived at the university within an hour. As Na-Young gathered her research materials, her hands trembled slightly. Her whole life had prepared her for this moment, but nothing could truly ready someone to be humanity's chosen representative. At the secure facility where she was taken, experts briefed her on protocols and possibilities. They fitted her with hidden monitoring devices and taught her emergency signals. Na-Young absorbed it all while reviewing Kira's broadcasts, studying the alien commander's every gesture and inflection. Remember, the military advisor told her, this could be a trap. Don't trust anything she says without proof. But Na-Young saw something in Kira's broadcasts that others had missed, a hint of desperation beneath the commanding tone. Whatever the alien commander wanted to discuss, she needed this meeting as much as humanity did. As she prepared, global military forces remained on high alert. Submarines surfaced in strategic positions. Fighter jets maintained combat air patrols. If anything went wrong, they were ready to respond, though everyone knew their weapons would likely be useless against Kira's advanced technology. Na-Young's parents called from their home in Busan. Her mother cried. Her father tried to sound brave. You've always been special, he said. Now show them why. The hours passed quickly as Na-Young memorized diplomatic protocols and emergency procedures. She studied transcripts of Kira's messages in multiple languages, noting how the alien commander adapted her communication style for different cultures. As evening approached, Na-Young changed into the simple black suit chosen for the meeting. In her pocket, she carried a small notebook filled with questions and observations. Around her neck hung a jade pendant her grandmother had given her, a piece of home to carry into the unknown. The world watched as she was driven through Seoul's empty streets toward the alien ship. Social media exploded with messages of support and fear. Some called her a hero. Others said she was walking into a trap. Na-Young turned off her phone, focusing instead on her breathing exercises. Under the glowing alien vessel, Na-Young stood straight and calm. Years of research had taught her that first impressions matter, especially in cross-cultural meetings. Now she would test that theory on an interstellar scale. A beam of soft blue light descended from the ship. This was it, the moment humanity had both dreamed of and feared. Na-Young took one last look at the Seoul skyline, then stepped forward to meet humanity's future. Be brave, she whispered to herself in Korean, then entered the light that would carry her to Commander Kira. Whatever truth the alien leader was so desperate to share, the blue light faded, and Na-Young found herself standing in what appeared to be a museum dedicated to human civilization. The chamber stretched far beyond what seemed possible from the ship's external dimensions. Her eyes widened as she took in the impossible collection surrounding her. Ancient Korean celadon vases shared space with vinyl records from the 1960s. A pristine handbook from the Joseon dynasty hung next to a modern baseball uniform. Digital screens displayed everything from cave paintings to contemporary social media posts. The air smelled faintly of old books and new electronics. Welcome aboard, Dr. Park. Commander Kira's voice came from behind her. Na-Young turned to face the alien leader, who stood nearly 2 meters tall. Up close, Kira's silver skin had a subtle iridescent quality, and her black eyes reflected light like polished obsidian. "You've been studying us," Young said, gesturing to the artifacts. "For how long?" Kira moved with fluid grace as she approached a display case containing a traditional Korean tea set. "We discovered Earth 3 centuries ago. At first, we simply observed. Then we began collecting, preserving, learning." She touched the glass gently. "Your species fascinates us." Young walked slowly through the collection, her trained eye noting the careful organization. "These aren't random artifacts. You've curated them to tell humanity's story." "Yes," Kira confirmed. "We've watched your people overcome impossible odds, survive catastrophes, create beauty from chaos. Your resilience is unique among the species we've encountered." They passed displays showing technological evolution, from stone tools to smartphones. Each item was perfectly preserved, with holographic annotations floating nearby in multiple Earth languages. "This morning, you could have contacted any government," Young observed. "Why choose this approach?" Kira led her deeper into the chamber, where wall-sized screens showed scenes from human history. "Because I needed someone who could understand both the magnitude of what I must share and the importance of how we share it." They stopped before a section dedicated to human communication, ancient scrolls, printed books, digital devices, and more. "Your theories about alien communication were surprisingly accurate, Dr. Park. We do value personal connection. Mass communication can lead to mass panic." Young noticed something odd about the collection. "These artifacts, you have items from private collections, things that disappeared centuries ago. How did you acquire them?" Kira's expression shifted in a way Young couldn't quite read. "We have ways of preserving what might otherwise be lost to time. Sometimes we intervene to protect particularly significant pieces of your cultural heritage." The implications of this revelation stunned Young. Not only had aliens been watching humanity, but they had been actively preserving human culture, perhaps even influencing its development. "Commander," Young said carefully, "why show me all this now? What's changed?" Kira moved to a central platform, where a holographic display sprang to life. "Because after centuries of studying humanity, we need your help. And before I could ask for it, I needed you to understand the depth of our commitment to your species." The hologram showed a stellar map, with thousands of points of light swirling in three-dimensional space. "What you're about to learn will change everything you think you know about the universe. Are you ready, Dr. Park?" Young looked around at the carefully preserved fragments of human civilization, then back at the alien commander. In this moment, she understood that she wasn't just here as a diplomat or linguist. She was here because Kira's people had spent centuries preparing for this exact conversation. "I'm ready," she said, straightening her shoulders. "Show me everything." The holographic map expanded around them, filling the chamber with points of light. Kira waved her hand, and hundreds of stars began to blink out, one by one, leaving dark voids in their place. 3 years ago, we detected something unprecedented, Kira said, her voice growing softer. "A quantum anomaly that devours everything in its path. Not just matter and energy. It consumes space-time itself." Young watched as entire star systems vanished from the map. "How many have you lost?" 10 to 17 billion lives. 412 inhabited systems. Kira's normally steady voice wavered. "The Stellar Federation spans thousands of light years, but this anomaly moves faster than we can evacuate our worlds." The hologram zoomed in on a particular region, showing the anomaly's edge. Young gasped. It wasn't just empty space, it was an absence of space itself, a void that defied description. "Our scientists tried everything," Kira continued. "We applied every known law of physics. We deploy our most advanced technology. But the anomaly doesn't follow any logical patterns. It changes direction randomly, splits apart, reforms. It's chaos incarnate." Young studied the data scrolling beside the hologram. Your people, you rely on logic and order, don't you? Yes. For millennia, we've built our civilization on precise calculations and predictable outcomes. But this, Kira gestured at the spreading void. This defies all logic. The alien commander moved to another display, showing Earth. That's why we need humanity. Your species thrives on chaos. You embrace uncertainty. You find solutions where we see only impossibilities. You've been watching us because we're unpredictable. Nahum asked, beginning to understand. Exactly. Look at this. Kira brought up images of human achievements. Your scientists made breakthroughs by breaking rules. Your artists create by destroying conventions. Even your children solve problems in ways our most advanced AI cannot predict. The display showed human history's greatest challenges: plagues, wars, natural disasters. Every time your species faced extinction, you survived through creativity and adaptation. You found answers that no logical analysis would have suggested. Nahum walked around the hologram, watching the anomaly's path. How long until it reaches Earth? At its current speed, 4 years. Maybe less. Kira's black eyes fixed on Nahum. We don't just want to save ourselves. We want to save you too. But why keep this secret? Why not tell everyone? Kira brought up news footage from Earth, scenes of panic from just that morning when her ship appeared. Mass panic would destroy the very creativity we need. We need your people focused on solutions, not fear. The chamber's lights dimmed slightly as Kira showed more detailed scans of the anomaly. Our scientists can provide the data, the resources, the technology. But we need human minds to see patterns we can't, to imagine possibilities we would never consider. You're asking for a partnership, Nahum realized, not just to save your people, but to save both our species. Yes. Kira's silver skin seemed to pulse with emotion. We have watched humanity grow, preserved your history, protected your artifacts. Now we need your help to ensure there is a future to preserve. Nahum touched the jade pendant at her neck, thinking of her family below, of all humanity. How can you be sure we can help? What if we fail? Because in all our centuries of watching Earth, we've learned one thing. Kira's expression softened. Humanity never accepts failure as final. You always find another way. That's what we need now, your ability to face the impossible and refuse to accept it. The hologram showed the anomaly's projected path one more time, cutting through the galaxy like a cancer. But now Nahum saw it differently, not as a death sentence, but as a problem waiting for a solution that only human creativity might discover. Tell me everything, Nahum said. Every detail about the anomaly, every failed attempt to stop it. We'll need it all if we're going to find an answer. Kira nodded, relief visible in her alien features. That's why I chose you, Dr. Park. You already understand what we need. Shall we begin? As midnight passed on Earth below, Nahum and Kira sat in what appeared to be a recreation of an ancient Korean tea room. Steam rose from cups filled with a liquid that looked like tea, but gave off a subtle blue glow. Let me tell you about the Korean War, Nahum began, selecting her story carefully. Not the battles, but how people survived. My grandmother told me how her village faced starvation. They had no food, no hope. But one old woman remembered ancient stories about which tree bark could be eaten, which weeds held nutrition. Knowledge passed down through generations saved their lives. Kira's black eyes focused intently as she absorbed every detail. Your people preserve solutions and stories. Yes, but more than that. We preserve the spirit of finding solutions. Nahum sipped the glowing tea. When traditional answers fail, we look to our past for inspiration while imagining new futures. The alien commander brought up a holographic display of her people's attempts to stop the anomaly. We tried everything our science suggested. Antimatter barriers, quantum shields, time dilation fields, but all based on known physics. Nahum asked, what about impossible solutions? Impossible solutions? Kira's silver skin rippled with confusion. Na-young stood and walked to one of the artifact displays, pointing to an old smartphone. When humans first dreamed of instant communication across the world, it seemed impossible. But we didn't just solve the technical problems. We reimagined what communication could be. Through the night, they exchanged stories and ideas. Na-young shared tales of human innovation, how ancient sailors navigated by stars, how a child's game inspired Velcro, how dreams led to scientific breakthroughs. Kira revealed technologies that seemed like magic, devices that could fold space, capture thoughts, and manipulate matter at its most fundamental level. Your people separate emotion from problem solving. Na-young observed as Kira demonstrated a quantum computer. But humans use both together. Our greatest breakthroughs often come from intuition, not just logic. Kira considered this. We were taught that emotions cloud judgment. But watching Earth, we saw how your feelings drive innovation. Fear creates defense systems. Love inspires medical advances. Even anger pushes you to overcome obstacles. They moved through the ship's museum, each artifact sparking new discussions. Na-young explained how human art wasn't just for beauty. It helped people imagine new possibilities. Kira showed how her people had copied human creativity in their designs without fully understanding its power. Tell me about how children solve problems, Kira requested, displaying footage of Earth playgrounds. Na-young smiled. Children don't know what's impossible. They try solutions adults would dismiss. Sometimes they fail, but sometimes. She paused, watching kids build an impossible sandcastle. Sometimes they succeed because they don't know they can't. As Earth's night deepened, Kira shared more about her people's rigid thinking. They had achieved incredible technological advances, but always through systematic, logical progression. The chaos of human innovation both frightened and fascinated them. We need to combine our approaches, Na-young realized. Your technology with our creativity, your precision with our willingness to embrace uncertainty. Kira brought up the image of the quantum anomaly again. Can human unpredictability really help us fight this? Think about it, Na-young said excitedly. The anomaly doesn't follow logical patterns. Maybe that's why logical solutions fail. We need to fight chaos with chaos. Controlled chaos, guided by human intuition and powered by your technology. For the first time, Kira showed what might have been a smile. Now I truly understand why we've watched your species for so long. You don't just solve problems, you transform them into opportunities. As dawn approached, they had filled digital archives with possibilities, wild ideas that merged human creativity with alien technology. Some seemed impossible, but as Na-young reminded Kira, impossible was where humans often did their best work. There's something else you need to know, Kira said as the first light of morning touched the Seoul skyline below. Something that will change everything. The holographic map expanded once more, but this time Kira added new elements. Trajectory lines, probability clouds, and temporal markers. Na-young watched as the quantum anomaly's path twisted through space, its tendrils reaching toward a familiar blue planet. We detected the change 3 days ago, Kira said softly. The anomaly altered course. Earth is now directly in its path. Na-young felt her heart skip a beat as she watched the simulation. The void moved like a living thing, consuming everything in its path as it crept steadily toward humanity's only home. How long? She asked, her voice steady despite her racing thoughts. At current speeds, 4 years and 3 months. Kira manipulated the display, showing multiple possible trajectories. But its speed is increasing. It could be as little as 3 years. The simulation showed Earth's solar system in detail. The anomaly would hit Pluto first, then work its way inward. Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, each would vanish into the void before it reached Earth. This is why you've prepared so carefully, Na-young realized. Why you collected our artifacts, studied our history. You weren't just preserving our culture. You were preparing for this moment. Kira nodded. We've seen 15 other civilizations fall to the anomaly. None had your potential. None had your spirit of survival. The alien commander brought up new displays showing hybrid technologies, designs that merged Stellar Federation science with human concepts. These are prototypes we've developed based on human innovation patterns, but we need your people to make them work. Ne Young studied the designs. She saw elements of Earth technology reimagined through alien understanding. Quantum computers that operated on human neural patterns, energy fields that responded to emotional input, weapons that used creativity as a power source. Your people have the technology, Ne Young said, but you need human unpredictability to make it effective against the anomaly. Exactly. The void doesn't follow logical patterns. It behaves almost like a human child, making choices that defy prediction. We need minds that can think the same way to fight it. Dawn's light was growing stronger outside the ship. Soon, Ne Young would have to return to Earth with this devastating news. But as she looked at the hybrid designs, she felt something unexpected. Hope. We'll need to set up joint research teams, she said, already planning. Your scientists working directly with ours. Not just physicists and engineers, but artists, musicians, children, anyone who can think differently. Kara's silver skin rippled with what seemed like relief. You're not afraid. I'm terrified, Ne Young admitted. But fear has always pushed humans to achieve the impossible. She pointed to various artifacts in the museum chamber. Every one of these represents a moment when humans faced destruction and found a way forward. The alien commander brought up more detailed scans of the anomaly. We have bases throughout the galaxy where we can work together. Ships that can carry human researchers to study the void directly. Everything we have is at your disposal. Ne Young touched the jade pendant at her neck, thinking of her family below, of all humanity. We'll need to tell them carefully, if people panic. That's why we chose you, Kira said. You understand both the threat and the opportunity. You can help your people see this as a challenge to overcome, not just a disaster to fear. The first rays of sunlight streamed through the ship's transparent walls, illuminating the chamber of human artifacts. Each piece seemed more precious now, knowing what was coming. When I go back down, Ne Young said, everything changes. Not just for Earth, but for both our civilizations. Kara's black eyes reflected the dawn light. Yes, but together, we have something neither of us had alone, a chance. As the morning grew brighter, they finalized plans for humanity's greatest challenge. The night had begun with one civilization seeking help from another. It would end with both realizing they needed each other to survive. Ready? Kira asked as the transport beam prepared to return Ne Young to Earth. Ne Young looked at the hybrid designs one last time, then nodded. Ready. Let's save both our worlds. The weeks following Ne Young's return transformed Earth in ways no one could have predicted. Stellar Federation ships appeared over every major city, no longer hiding their presence. The initial fear gave way to determination as humanity learned about both the threat they faced and the opportunity it presented. In Seoul, the first joint research facility opened in what had been a university campus. Stellar Federation scientists, with their silver skin and black eyes, worked alongside human researchers. The sight of alien children playing with human kids in the facility's daycare became a symbol of hope splashed across global media. Ne Young found herself at the center of it all, bridging the gap between two civilizations. She watched as Kira defended their partnership before the Stellar Federation Council, broadcasting from their capital 20,000 light-years away. Look at what they've already achieved, Kira said, displaying the first successful test results. Human scientists had taken Stellar Federation quantum technology and used it in ways no one had imagined. They didn't just fight the anomaly. They played with it, tested its limits, treated it like a puzzle rather than a threat. The first breakthrough came from an unexpected source. A group of human children, playing with alien technology during a facility open house, discovered that the anomaly responded to music. Their random experiments led to a new understanding of the void's quantum frequency. More discoveries followed. Human artists working with alien materials created new forms of energy shields. Earth's video game developers helped design simulation systems that could predict the anomaly's movements better than any logical analysis. Traditional healers from various cultures contributed insights that transformed how the Federation understood quantum space. Kira's superiors watched in amazement as human intuition unlocked secrets their civilization had missed for centuries. The Federation's rigid thinking began to soften as they saw the power of combining logic with creativity. "They're teaching us how to think differently," one Federation scientist admitted after watching the human team solve in hours a problem that had stumped alien researchers for years. But it wasn't just the Federation learning from humans. Earth's technology advanced decades in weeks as alien knowledge merged with human innovation. New forms of clean energy appeared. Diseases considered incurable found treatments. Global conflicts diminished as humanity united against a common threat. Training centers opened worldwide, where humans learned to operate Federation technology, while aliens studied Earth's arts and cultures. The sight of alien scientists attending human music concerts or art classes became common. Naeum coordinated much of this exchange, traveling between Earth and Federation worlds. She saw how both civilizations changed, growing stronger together. The Federation learned to embrace uncertainty, while humans tempered their chaos with alien precision. "We were right to trust them," Kira told her during one late-night meeting. "Your people don't just solve problems, you transform them into advantages." The first real test came 6 months after contact. A small tendril of the anomaly reached a remote star system. Previous Federation attempts to stop such incursions had failed. This time, they tried something new. A joint Human Federation team deployed their hybrid technology. Human musicians played through quantum amplifiers, while Federation scientists modified spacetime according to the rhythm. For the first time ever, the void retreated. News of the success spread across both civilizations. The Federation Council formally acknowledged the value of human intuition, while Earth's governments committed fully to the partnership. Construction began on massive defense systems combining Federation technology with human creativity. Space stations appeared throughout the galaxy, staffed by both species working as one. Earth became a hub of innovation, sending new ideas and solutions to Federation worlds. 1 year after Kira's ship first appeared over Seoul, Naeum stood with her in the original museum chamber. The collection of human artifacts had grown, now matched by Federation items, showing how both civilizations had changed. "Did you know it would work out like this?" Naeum asked, watching a hologram of the latest successful test. Kira's silver skin rippled with what Naeum now recognized as happiness. "I hoped, but your people surprised even me. You didn't just help us fight the anomaly. You taught us how to live differently." Together, they looked out at Earth below, where Federation ships and human spacecraft moved in harmony through the sky. The quantum anomaly still approached, but now both civilizations faced it with something they'd never had before: genuine hope. "We'll be ready," Naeum said, touching her jade pendant that now hung beside a Federation honor medal. Kira nodded. "Together, we will do more than survive. We will thrive." And in labs and classrooms and playgrounds across Earth and the galaxy, two civilizations continued learning from each other, preparing to face whatever the universe might bring.